Those who run in a race all run, but one receives the prize. Run in such a way that you may obtain it. And everyone who competes for the prize is telling about entrepreneurship from a biblical perspective. And have you any idea what it would be like for one of the prophets of old to come and live here in the 21st century and carry out God's word in a modern situation? I'm referring to Noah. And God asked Noah to build an ark. And he said he was going to destroy all flesh and flood the earth. In fear and trembling, Noah takes the plans and agrees to build the ark. There's a time specification for it to be done. And when the time comes for completion, the storms appear, the seas start to rise. God looks down from heaven to Noah and says, "Noah, where's the ark?" He says, "Lord, please forgive me. I did my best, but there were some big problems. First, I had to get a permit for construction, and your plans did not comply with the codes. I had to hire an engineering firm to redraw the plans, and then I got into a fight with the Occupation Health and Safety Commission over whether or not the ark needed a fire sprinkler system or a flotation device. I got that cleared up, and then my neighbour objected, claiming I was violating zoning ordinances by building the ark in my front yard. So I had to lodge a rezoning application with the City Council, and it's now with the Land and Environmental Court. I had problems getting enough wood for the ark because there's a ban on cutting down trees to protect the birds. I finally convinced the Department of Conservation and Land Management that the reason I needed the wood was to save the birds. However, the National Parks and Wildlife won't let me catch any birds, so no birds. Then the carpenters formed a union and went out on strike. I had to negotiate a settlement with the Department of Industrial Relations before anyone would pick up a saw or a hammer, and I now have 16 carpenters on the ark, but still no birds. When I started rounding up the other animals, I got sued by the Royal Society for the Protection to Cruelty to Animals. They objected to the confined conditions on the ark and reminded me that in Section 4, subsection 2 of the Act, under which the license to keep native animals was granted, it stipulates a minimum space requirement. And then just when I got that suit dismissed, the Environmental Protection Association notified me that I could not complete the ark without filing an environmental impact statement on your proposed flood. They didn't take very kindly to the idea that they had no jurisdiction over the conduct of the Creator of the universe. Then the Department of Land and Water Conservation demanded a map of the proposed new floodplain. Right now I'm trying to resolve a complaint filed by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. They claim that I'm practicing discrimination by not taking godless, unbelieving people aboard. I got that settled, and then the tax office has taken my possessions and my passport, claiming that I'm building the ark in preparation to leave the country to avoid paying my taxes. I'm also told I have to wait for the registration of my business number and the goods and services tax before proceeding any further. Today I received a notice from the Waterways Authority stating I owe them some kind of user tax and failed to register the ark as a recreational watercraft. I also needed a boat driver's license, but they're still debating about how to classify the craft. I'm getting continual visits from Greenpeace, the Royal Society for the Protection of Cruelty to Animals, WorkCover, the Sheriff's Office, and numerous other government departments that I didn't even know existed. Finally, the Council for Civil Liberties